they told me, don't raise your voice at me. The ironic part in all of this is that when we're talking about things that are so important to us, a lot of times we are not actually talking loud. We're not raising our volume, we are raising our power. And when people respond, especially when you're not yelling, when you're talking in a normal volume but there's some truth resonating in your voice and they tell you don't raise your voice at me, they are trying to diminish your power. They are wanting to make you small, and this song is a reminder to stand tall. So this song is really an exploration of the feelings of resentment and anger when you continue to come back to the same argument over and over and over. This song was a wake-up call to these problems are not solvable and they are causing me to lose myself within this conflict. This song is a sister song to How I'm Made, which is the first track in volume 1, The Wound. This concept of the wound is the desire to save. It's this savior complex where you are just like completely unthreading yourself for the desire to fix them. The songs How I'm Made and Degraded really explore the same conflict, but in very different ways. How I'm Made talks about the conflict from a wistful perspective. I wish that I could reach you. I will change everything about myself to better my chances of reaching you, which is very desperate. Whereas Degraded is very angry and it's empowered and it's something needs to change. Why is nothing changing yet? It's talking about like waking up to the power that I raise my voice because I have something important to say. Don't you dare diminish my truth. This song explores not only the anger at this other person, but the toxicity of the speaker as well. These lyrics that talk about yet another way you've let me invade. But I will, because it's just how I'm made. That's the callback back to the song How I'm Made. It talks about this controlling nature of the speaker, recognition that you're having this urge to tightly control the situation. Maybe this is something I should control, but I'm angry that you're acting this old. It's talking about weaponized incompetence, where someone will act like they don't have certain skills or they're unable to help themselves to force you to jump in and save them. It's this like toxic cycle, this push and pull where you are becoming less and less of yourself so that you can hold on to the dead wood of a relationship that's not meant for you. The most empowering part of the song is that pre-chorus, the if I raise my voice, it's because you don't make me feel heard. It was written after a very specific conversation with the person and the situation that inspired this song to be written, and I remember like trying to talk to this person almost in desperation, like please can we do something different? Can we have a different relationship to one another? Can some small part of this be happy or healthy? And them continuing to dismiss and reject my requests. And I remember they mentioned a different friend of theirs suggested the same thing for change. They said, oh, my friend told me that I should also do that. And when they said that, it made me so angry. That's where we get the lyric, even others say the same things I say, makes me angry that it's more of the same, more of the same. It's this feeling of helplessness, like why is nothing changing? And when they had told me this, that other people were confirming that I wasn't crazy, that things were a little bit wrong, that maybe they did need to change, because part of me always like blamed myself. Like I was like, well, if nothing's changing, it's because I must not have merit in my argument yet. I must not be seeing things clearly enough, because if I had presented a good enough argument for change, I'm sure something would have happened by now. But when it was confirmed by a third party that, you know, it confirmed my reality for me, and it confirmed that I'm not crazy. And when I started to push even further, like, hey, your friend said this, like maybe we should change something, they told me, don't raise your voice at me. And the ironic part in all of this is I wasn't raising my volume, I was raising my power. The way that I talk in general, I don't yell. I have yelled like a handful of times in my life, but I will always be the first person to walk away from an argument and write a song than to stay in the argument and continue to argue and be loud. And so when they told me don't raise your voice at me, it just like, it stung. And when things sting, I write songs. But it really just made me understand something, that when you are raising the power within your message, the power within your voice, it's because something important has yet to be heard, to be understood and integrated into your life. Over the course of this project, these 3 volumes, the first one titled The Wound, The Gauze Doesn't Work, and then No One's Savior. This song is very much exploring that savior complex that will go away over the course of these next 2 volumes. I hope that these songs help bring you some perspective and some power in your life if you are feeling as powerless as I felt when I wrote these songs. I'd also like to take a second to say thank you to anyone who supports me on Patreon. Your contributions really do help me stay in my creative state. I cannot say thank you enough. Because I'm releasing these songs in order of how they appear on the album, at the time of posting this video, Degraded is not yet released and is scheduled to be posted on December 20th, which, funnily enough, is actually my birthday. Yay! You do have early access if you are a Patreon member, though. Feel free to subscribe to any tier of my Patreon to listen to this song today, but until then, I'll see you guys in December.